Good afternoon, everyone. Firstly, thank you to TechBlick for the opportunity to be able to present today. So I'm Tom Eldridge. I'm the Business Development Director in EMEA at Chasm Advanced Materials. For those of you that might not know about Chasm already, we are a US headquartered manufacturer of printed electronic materials, supplying transparent conductive inks and films. And in particular, we supply a completely new category of transparent conductor that Chasm created. And I'm going to talk to you today about some of the exciting applications that this technology is enabling when it comes to flexible, transparent circuits, bringing clarity to printed electronic solutions. To tell you a little bit about myself to start with, I'm really passionate about new material technologies. I've worked for almost 10 years in business development for nanomaterials and nanotechnologies, including printing and coating applications. 4 years of that has been at Chasm, and I'm working with customers and partners across Europe. My favorite material of all time, carbon nanotubes. Many of you, I'm sure, already know about carbon nanotubes. We make our own carbon nanotubes at Chasm. They are materials with some incredible properties. We're not the only company that makes carbon nanotubes, but we do have the best carbon nanotube technology in the world, and that comes down to two main factors, one of which is our production process, which is highly tunable, so we can really carefully control precisely the structure of the carbon nanotubes that we want to make, and which is really important for electronic applications in particular. And the process is very scalable and very low cost. Then the second aspect is, at Chasm we have unique capabilities when it comes to integrating the nanotubes into applications. And we do that by combining the carbon nanotubes with other types of material, something we call nanotube hybrids, which I'll get onto on the next slide. And we also are able to provide product solutions. So we can make dispersions, inks, films, in other words, ready-to-use formats that customers can use straight away. And this is the unique capability behind what we're doing at Chasm. I mentioned nanotube hybrids, so this is one of our innovations, and what do I mean by a nanotube hybrid? I hinted at it earlier. So we are making a clever combination of combining carbon nanotubes with typically other types of conductive material. And we do that with the aim to get a multiplier effect. So we see better performance with that combination than if we were to just use either material alone. And with regard to transparent conductors, there are two approaches that we have taken with our transparent conductive films and this nanotube hybrid approach. So the first, and this is our product, which is called Agent. The first approach is we take a silver nanowire coated film, and we combine that with our carbon nanotube ink. The reason we do that is for several reasons. So we firstly get an improvement in terms of the robustness of the film. We have an improvement in providing redundancy in the conductive pathways. So if you were to just rely on a silver nanowire film by itself, if you bend that film repeatedly or if you stretch it, you'll end up with breakages in the silver nanowire network. And what the carbon nanotubes are doing is providing that redundancy so that you can put the film through these mechanical stresses and you'll still retain a good level of conductivity. The second thing that the nanotubes are doing is they are protecting the silver. So silver by itself exposed in harsh environments like humidity and UV will degrade and the resistance will shoot up over time. And the nanotubes are enveloping the silver nanowire network and helping to keep them protected. And then the final thing is the patterning cost. So typically with other processes where you're patterning a transparent conductive film, you might typically use laser ablation or photolithographic etching. And this adds a significant amount of time and therefore cost. With our approach, combining the carbon nanotube as a screen printable ink onto the silver nanowire film, when the ink is dry, it acts like a permanent etch resist, and then we can etch the film and remove all of the exposed silver nanowires. And this is a much more efficient and cost-effective way of patterning to create your